Hey, look at me. I'm a ghost rider. Pew, 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 pew.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Pew, 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 pew. Hey, what is going on, you guys? Thank you for joining me again on Christopher's Couch. I am the one and only Christopher, and today I'm gonna be reviewing Teen Wolf Season 6, the final season, Episode 8, Blitzkrieg? 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 Yeah, something like that. How are you guys doing? I'm doing good. We're just gonna jump straight into this review. Man, it's like every review I do, I gotta start off by saying, what a good fucking episode, because once again, we got another good episode. I mean, we got a background on Mr. Douglas, that creepy teacher, the teacher we didn't know anything about, who probably looked like he was sleeping with half of his students in the class. We got a history lesson on him. I mean, it was just, overall, this was just a good episode. I mean, we saw a lot of people leave. Unexpectedly, Mason, I guess I would have to say, was the first one to, get chosen by the Ghost Riders this episode. But it was just very random how they just showed up on him. So we lost Mason, we lost Melissa, Scott's mom, we lost Chris Argent. God damn, I mean, we lost Peter, not once, not twice, not 3 times, not 4 times. Damn near lost this man again for like the 6th time overall. So, man. So basically, this whole episode was pretty much them trying to figure out how they can break into the rift, which is where everyone that has been picked off by the Ghost Riders are at. They're at the rift. So that's what Scott, Lydia, and Malia, that's what they were trying to figure out. While Mason and Hayden and Liam were also trying to figure out the same thing and trying to figure out what is Mr. Douglas's plan, like what is his mission. And pretty much thanks to Theo, we figured that out, which Douglas' plan is to build his own supernatural army of pretty much all-powerful Ghost Riders. And he's actually the one that give us the history on Mr. Douglas, who was a Nazi member. And yeah, I mean, let's give a hand clap to Mason. I mean, like I told you, we don't even need that what is that, veterinarian, the black guy or whatever, the one, Scott's old boss. We don't even need this man, because they seriously replaced this man with the little kid who knows damn near just as much knowledge as him. I mean, what did Theo said? Theo said that Douglas was a Lewin Munch or something like that. Basically, it's a wolf combined with a lion. A wolf combined with a lion. Now, I've seen, birds and lions and snakes all combined into something hieroglyphic and all this other shit, Egyptian and stuff. But I've never seen a wolf combined with a lion. So this dude is OP. So basically, Mr. Douglas' background is that he was searching for the wild hunt, so he can take over them, control them, blah 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 blah. And pretty much, when he came into contact with them, one of them whipped him. Whipped him. Not to the point where he would, be captured, but to the point where he was injured. And when he found the Dread Doctors, they kind of put him in a stasis and put him in this water, and pretty much the poison from the whip just soaked into the water, and that combined with Mr. Douglas just being in that water for over 70 years, he pretty much soaked up all of that poison. So now he is not only he's mixed, he's alpha, mixed with werewolf, mixed with lion, mixed with Ghost Rider. I mean, this dude is the perfect being. This kind of explains a lot, but doesn't explain a lot, because I still want to know, how is his eyes able to change through different colors or whatever. But man, I mean, I'm gonna say in this episode we should give the award to Douglas, because he really just blew my whole mind in this whole episode. He went from capturing Melissa and Argent, looking for the Hellhound, which he gets the Hellhound. I mean, Parrish, come on. Apparently, the Ghost Riders can like I told y'all that the Ghost Riders can control the Hellhound. And Parrish, I mean, pretty much Douglas took the whip, so it took the old Ghost Rider dude's Nero glands, or you know what I call it, medulla oblongata, took it so he can be able to use the whip. And then he finds the Hellhound, and now he's able to control the Hellhound. Then we find out that the Hellhound can actually open up a rift, which he did, and so now basically Parrish and Mr. Douglas is in the rift. They're in the train station. Who knows what is gonna happen? I'm still wondering. But besides that, we had Styles' dad completely remembering Styles, which is good. I'm hoping next episode we get Styles back, but he remembers Styles, like for sure. And his wife is gone, and I mean the first few minutes of the episode I really did like. I mean, he got the detective yarn or whatever you want to call it, and he just went from one spot in the room to another, and just slowly the room started filling up with his memories, and then after that he could 100% remember Styles. And pretty much by the end of the episode, he even says that he saw Styles. So although the rift that Douglas and them went through was destroyed, apparently, there's a new rift, and I guess the rift comes once everyone really just remembers Styles. So hey, one step closer to Styles. We need this man in another episode. But other than that, I mean, everything was pretty small time. There were like one or two things that I disagree with. Like one, I mean, Argent trying to, I don't know if he thought he could take Douglas on with whatever those guns was. Obviously they weren't shit that was, you know, doing anything to this man. So it's like, what was even the point of that? He pretty much sacrificed himself and Melissa for no reason. Like, it didn't help at all. Another thing was, like I said, the Ghost Riders coming and taking Mason. I just honestly didn't understand that. Oh, and they took Hayden. I don't even know if I said, you know, bye-bye to Hayden, but they took her too. But I just didn't understand. It's like the show came back from commercial, next thing you know, the door busts open, and a Ghost Rider come in, and all of a sudden Liam has better skills. Like he trained with Mr. Miyagi, and all of a sudden he's got better fighting skills to where he can actually almost pretty much hold his own against that one Ghost Rider. And then another Ghost Rider come, and blah blah blah, and these two are holding their strength, and Ghost Riders are supposed to be so strong and blah blah blah, but Liam and Hayden are holding their own against two of them with that whip, to where she had to sacrifice herself and stuff like that. Another thing is, and although I want my boy to stay alive, it's just like I don't know, from the previews for next week's episode, look, it seems like everyone else in the town is already being taken, but it's like, so why not take Theo? I mean, the dude was in a jail cell. I mean, it's easy picking, right? All you gotta do is whip a whip, or, you know, shoot a gun. Which brings me to my other thing. When Hayden and Liam was fighting the Ghost Rider. I don't know. I don't remember if it ever happened, but I'm starting to think it did. That someone got a hold of one of the Ghost Rider's guns and tried to use it on him, but it didn't work. I don't know. But if it didn't work, then yeah, when they was fighting him, they could have just picked up his 6-shooter with, you know, unlimited ammo and probably shot him with it or something like that. But now that my memory is jogging me, I really do think that someone did try to shoot them with their own gun and it didn't work. So maybe that's why they didn't. But besides that, I think it was like one other thing that I had. Oh yeah, that's what I had a problem with. When Douglas and Parrish went through the rift and it, you know, destroyed the rift, but the Ghost Riders came out, and I was just like, what? You just had these 2 dudes that broke into the rift. Why are y'all coming out of the rift? Shouldn't you be going back in to figure out how the fuck these people get in there to begin with? You worry about these little kids. I was just like, what? Don't they got better stuff to do? Like, figure out what they gonna do about this hellhound and this lone Leeuwin Minch that's in there that have lion, have fucking werewolf? Like, okay, I guess, whatever. But other than that, yeah, I mean, other than that, I thought that this episode definitely was good. Those were just little picky minor things with the episode, but everything else was great. I'm definitely gonna give this episode to Mr. Douglas, because I feel like, I mean, he impressed me this episode, and finding out his background, because isn't that what we all wanted since the beginning of figuring out that this guy was something, is to find out what exactly is this guy. So now we know and shit like that, and so that's good. So I'm definitely gonna give this episode to Mr. Douglas, but shout out to everyone else that did good. Shout out to the people that are gone. R.I.P. to Melissa, Argent, Mason, Hayden, Jaden, Smith, Jada, Will. I'm joking, but yeah, can't wait to see everybody come back. Wonder if I have any theories about what might happen. I don't know. Well, one thing I need to know is how exactly does Douglas plan to control them? That's one thing. Like, you know, it's one thing to be able to kill them and stuff, but how do you plan on actually, like, controlling them? And another thing is, does the Ghost Riders have a top leader themselves? I guess that would be another question, like, who controls them or who gives them their orders, or are they all equal, is another thing I want to know. One thing I do want to say is I'm wondering, could Theo beat a Ghost Rider? Because if Theo is able to take, I'm assuming, anybody's powers, so technically, couldn't he just do the same thing to take a Ghost Rider's powers from them? I don't know. I'm thinking maybe he might be able to, and maybe he will. But that would actually be like pretty fucking cool if he was able to leech off of one of their powers, and I mean, he'd be on a whole nother level actually. So I wonder if he's able to. I don't know. What do you guys think? Comment down below and let me know. Do you think do you think Theo could possibly be able to leech their powers and become stronger and actually become, like, you think they're the final villains, or Douglas is the final villain but Theo is the final villain? Who knows? Maybe I'm thinking about some anime shit, but this storyline since the beginning has been, like I've been saying from the beginning, one of the best storylines. Hate to see this show go, but gonna love watching this season and the Void season again on Netflix for sure. But you guys, that's all I have to say. Definitely good episode. I'm gonna give this episode A+ because of Douglas, and because we know his background, because I'm just still mind blown that this man is half lion, half wolf. I'm just like, I mean, I guess the only thing I guess I would be disappointed in is knowing exactly how he became half wolf and half lion. If they don't explain it, I guess I'll be disappointed at that. But hey, I've been talking way too long. I got other stuff to do. I gotta upload this video in time for y'all to watch it and stuff. But as always, thank you guys for joining me and taking the time in watching what I have to say and listening to what I have to say. And for more reviews and stuff like that, please like, comment, subscribe, share your thoughts, share this video with your friend, share it with your friend's friend, go behind your friend's back and share it with their friends. And yeah, show your boy some love. But until next time, deuces.